The crash on Terros, the planet Terros, was quiet. The sky was always red, and the wind carried fine dust over rocky hills and old ruins. The people of Terros, tall, thin beings with soft grey skin, lived simple lives. They did not have big ships or great weapons. They were peaceful traders, farmers, and builders. War was something they only heard about in stories. One afternoon, a sound broke the calm, a loud boom in the sky, followed by fire and smoke. A ship had fallen from above. Crashing deep into the eastern ridge, the villagers of Darrow Valley were the first to reach the crash. They found the wreckage buried under broken rock. Pieces of metal and burnt parts were everywhere. And inside, barely breathing, was a human. They had never seen a real human before, only in old broadcasts. This one was badly hurt. His skin was burned, his leg twisted, and he was unconscious. But he was alive. The elder of the village, a kind soul named Bren, stepped forward. "We help him," Bren said. Some were afraid. "If we help him, what if we bring danger?" "Humans are from the death world," one whispered, but the elder shook his head. "He is alone. He needs help. We do what is right." They carefully carried the human to the village. They gave him water, cleaned his wounds, and used their best medicines. Days passed. Slowly, the human opened his eyes. He was confused at first. But the gentle faces around him showed no harm. He tried to speak. "Where am I?" he asked. Weakly, "You are safe," Bren told him. "You crashed. We found you. You are healing now." The human looked at his broken leg, then at the strange room. "Thank you," he whispered. His name was Liam. He had been flying a scout ship from Earth's outer fleet. Something hit his ship near a hidden energy field. His systems failed, and he lost control. He didn't even remember crashing. The people of Terros did not ask for anything. They gave him food, shelter, and kindness. And Liam, even while weak, felt something he hadn't felt in many years: peace. But trouble was coming. A few systems away, a patrol from the Trellon Syndicate picked up the crash signal. The Trellons were cruel, greedy, and ruled many outer systems through fear. When they saw that a human ship had gone down on a non-aligned world, they moved fast. To them, a wounded human was a prize. A way to demand answers or start a war. They believed the people of Terros were weak and would give up the human without a fight. The villagers did not know. They still cared for Liam, who had started to walk again with help. He told stories of Earth, of vast ships and tall cities, of Earth's strength, but also its love for those who showed honor and courage. One evening, as the sky turned dark, Liam stood with Bren near the edge of the valley. He looked at the stars and frowned. "There will be others," Liam said. "My people, they'll come looking." Bren nodded. "You think they will be angry?" Liam gave a weak smile. "If they know you helped me, they'll never forget it." But in the shadows of deep space, the Trellon fleet was already on the way. Not to help, but to claim. The Syndicate arrives 3 nights later. The calm of Terros broke again. This time, it was not a falling ship. It was the loud, deep roar of engines, many of them. The sky lit up with the glow of metal ships dropping through the clouds like hawks ready to strike. People ran from the fields. The children cried. Even the strong-backed traders turned pale. No one on Terros had seen a warship before, not until now. The ships of the Trellon Syndicate were black and wide, with sharp edges and glowing red symbols. From the largest one came a message, loud and cold: "People of Terros, you are harboring a human soldier. Surrender him at once, or face the wrath of the Syndicate." The village gathered in silence. Liam stood among them, leaning on a walking stick, his legs still weak but eyes sharp. "They won't stop if you give me up," Liam said. "They'll take me, then take your world." Bren looked at him. "You are one man. But your life means more than fear." Another villager, a younger one named Rel, stepped forward. "We cannot fight warships. We have no weapons." Bren nodded. "But we have choice. And honor." Suddenly, soldiers dropped from the sky. Black armor, masks, weapons glowing. 20 of them marched straight into the village, pointing guns at families and children. Their leader, a tall figure with sharp red lines on his armor, spoke, "I am Commander Vos. Give us the human, or we will take him by force." Liam stepped forward before anyone else could move. "I'm right here," he said. "Let them go. Take me." Vos tilted his head. "Brave. But foolish. Do you think Earth will come for you? You are just a scout. You are nothing." Bren placed a hand on Liam's shoulder. "He is something to us." Commander Vos smirked. "You chose death." Suddenly, the ground trembled. A low sound, like thunder, but deeper. The Traylon ships turned toward the sky. And there, through the red clouds, came the answer. A fleet. It was not Syndicate. It was not trade ships. It was Earth's war fleet, dozens of vessels. Grey, sleek, massive. The front ship bore a symbol of Earth, an eagle wrapped in stars. And from its side, a voice called out across the land, "This is the Earth fleet. Stand down immediately. You are threatening a protected world." Vos looked stunned. His men froze. Liam grinned, eyes wide with hope. "Told you," he whispered. The villagers gasped as the human ship stopped above their heads, like giants watching from the heavens. Lights blinked. Cannons hummed. Earth had arrived, and they weren't here to ask nicely. Earth's answer. The Traylon soldiers froze as the sky above them filled with Earth's warships. The lead vessel, nearly the size of a small city, hovered silently, but every weapon on its hull was hot and ready. One wrong move, and it could erase the entire Syndicate squad in seconds. Commander Vos swallowed hard. His voice cracked over his helmet. "Earth fleet, this is a misunderstanding." A voice replied from the Earth flagship. Calm. Cold. Strong. "You entered neutral space. You landed troops. You pointed weapons at civilians. You threatened a human citizen. There is no misunderstanding." From the village, Liam stood taller. His bruises still ached, but his heart felt strong. He looked at the sky and felt a rush of pride. "They really came," he whispered. Brent stepped beside him. "You are one of them." "Of course they came." Vos barked an order. His soldiers raised their rifles. The village tensed. But then, a beam of light struck the ground. It wasn't a weapon. It was a transport, and from it, 3 humans stepped out, fully armored, bearing the Earth insignia. The lead one had a silver badge on his shoulder. His face was calm, but his eyes burned with purpose. "I am Commander Hart of Earth Fleet. You have 30 seconds to drop your weapons," he said. Vos hesitated. "You wouldn't fire in a village." Hart didn't blink. "Try me." Suddenly, dozens of red dots appeared across every Traylon soldier's armor, Earth's targeting systems. The Syndicate troops looked at each other, then one by one, they lowered their weapons. Hart stepped forward. "You are done here." Vos growled, but said nothing. His pride burned, but he knew one more move and he'd be vapor. Hart turned to Liam. "We received your distress signal late. But when Earth heard that a village helped one of our own, every ship near this quadrant changed course." Liam nodded, overwhelmed. "They saved my life." Hart looked at Bren. "Then Earth owes you more than words." Bren looked surprised. "We only did what was right." Hart raised a hand. A second beam of light opened. Supplies, medicines, food, and tools appeared on the ground beside him. Gifts from Earth, high-grade tech that could lift the entire planet's level of life. But that wasn't all. Commander Hart looked back to the fleet. "Activate shield protocol for Terroros. No ship enters without our clearance now. This world is under Earth protection." A shimmering wall of light began to form around the planet, stretching across the sky, an invisible shield made by powerful satellites. Terroros was now part of Earth's safe zones. Vos scowled. "This planet is nothing. You're wasting your strength." Hart leaned close. "They helped one of ours. That makes them everything." The Syndicate soldiers were escorted back to their ship. No one on Terroros said a word until the enemy was gone. Then the village cheered, children ran. Elders smiled. Liam stood in the center, surrounded by grateful faces. He had come here broken and alone, but now, he was a symbol of something more, and Earth had shown what happened when kindness was returned with power. Asterisk. A planet remembered the sky above Turos was now guarded by invisible shields. Earth ships floated like silent guardians, unmoving but unstoppable. The threat was gone, but the memory stayed in the hearts of every villager. In the days that followed, the people of Turos watched as Earth's A transformed their home. Advanced tools were shared freely: solar engines, water purifiers, floating medical beds. The old stone walls were repaired by construction drones, and the dry fields were nourished with special soil packs that turned the land green again. The children laughed, chasing after the tiny helper bots. The elders smiled as their bodies felt young again from Earth's healing technology, but even with all the gifts, it was Liam they looked to with the most respect. Not as a soldier, not even as a visitor, but as a bridge between worlds. Commander Hart remained on Turos for a few days, making sure all was safe. He met with Bren and the other elders often, showing them how to use the new tech. Always calm, always respectful, this world, Hart said one evening, showed more honor than most empires. Liam sat beside him, his leg now almost healed. They didn't ask who I was. They just helped. Earth needs more of that. Hart looked at him. And Earth needs more men like you. One night, a special ceremony was held in the center of the village. Lights floated through the air, soft. Music played, and every villager gathered. Liam was led to the center by Bren. You came here by accident, Bren said. But you are now part of our story. And we are part of yours. They handed Liam a small stone, carved with the symbol of Turos. You carry this, so you never forget. Liam bowed, deeply moved. I won't. But something inside him stirred. He looked around at the warm faces, the peaceful land, the stars above, and wondered what came next. He pulled Commander Hart aside. I want to ask you something, Liam said. Hart raised a brow. Go ahead. If Turos asked to be a protected planet, not just under Earth's watch, but part of the Earth Union, would that be possible? Hart smiled. It would be more than possible. After what they've done, Earth would welcome them. Liam nodded slowly. Then I want to speak for them. Hart paused. That means leaving Earth Fleet. I know, Liam said. But they gave me back my life. It's time I return the favor. Asterisk voice of Teros 2. Weeks later, Liam stood on a massive stage inside one of Earth's orbiting diplomatic ships. It hovered near the edge of neutral space, where the great powers of the galaxy often met to talk, argue, or make deals. This time, they had gathered for something different. Word had spread quickly about a small planet named Turos that had saved a human. About the Earth War fleet that had answered that kindness with overwhelming force. And now, one of those rescued humans, Liam, was about to speak before them all. He wore a simple suit, not a uniform. He didn't want to look like a soldier. He wanted to look like someone who had been helped and remembered it. Leaders from dozens of species sat in the seats around the glowing chamber. Some curious. Some nervous. A few angry. Among them was a delegate from the Traylon Syndicate, glaring. Silently, Liam stepped forward. My name is Liam, he began, his voice clear and strong. I was a scout pilot in Earth's fleet. I crashed on Turos, a world no one here ever cared about. I was injured. I should have died. He paused, but they helped me. With no reward, no question. They used what little they had to keep me alive. Screens lit up behind him, showing images of the villagers, smiling children, wise elders, the simple homes surrounded by growing fields. The audience watched in silence. I come here not as a soldier, Liam continued, but as a voice for Turos. They asked for peace. For protection. For a chance to grow. They don't want war. But they will no longer be ignored. Some whispered in the crowd. The Traylon delegate stood and spoke sharply. Turos is a backwater world. It has no value. Why should we treat it like one of the core planets? Liam's eyes narrowed. Because value is not measured by ships or weapons. It's measured by character. Turos saved a human without knowing what it might cost. That is worth more than any gold, fleet, or tech. He turned to the Earth officials. I ask Earth to accept Turos as an ally world. not just to protect it but to learn from it. The chamber was quiet for a long time, then the Earth diplomat rose. Earth accepts Terroros as a Union-aligned world. It will receive full protection, support, and recognition. The words echoed across the hall, some delegates applauded. A few left angrily. But Liam stood tall, unmoved by politics. He had done what he came to do. After the session, the Earth diplomat turned to Liam. "You're not going back to the fleet, are you?" "No," Liam said, smiling. "I'm going home." "To Earth?" "To Terroros." The return. The stars shimmered as the small Earth shuttle cut across the sky, returning to Terroros. Liam sat by the window, watching the familiar red clouds of the planet roll by beneath him. It had been only weeks, but to him, it felt like years. The shuttle touched down gently near the village. As the door opened, a wave of warm desert air greeted him, along with something better, cheers. The entire village had gathered to welcome him back. Brent stood at the front, smiling wider than ever before. Children ran toward him, laughing and shouting his name. "You really did it," Brent said, shaking Liam's hand tightly. "They heard us," Liam replied. Rel stepped forward, eyes wide. "Is it true? We are now part of the Earth Union?" "Yes," Liam nodded. "And Earth? We'll watch the skies now. You're safe." But even as the celebration began, far above the planet, danger stirred once more. The Traylon Syndicate had not forgotten their embarrassment. Their commander, Vose, had been disgraced, pulled back, mocked by his own leaders. But he had one ship left under his command. One secret, illegal cruiser, hiding in the blackness beyond Terroros. Vose sat in the darkened bridge, watching the planet on his screen. "You think Earth can protect you forever?" he hissed. "Let's see how long their kindness lasts." Back on Terroros, the night came alive with song and light. The villagers danced under the stars. Liam stood near a quiet edge of the gathering with Bren, both looking up at the sky. "I never thought I'd live here," Liam said. "Now I can't imagine living anywhere else." "You are one of us now," Bren said. "We don't care where you were born." Liam smiled. He had traded a life of war for a life of peace. But peace had a price. That night, as the villagers slept, Vose made his move. A small drop pod broke through the shield above Terroros. Fast. Silent. Hidden from scans, inside, Traylon strike troops, black-clad and trained for sabotage, prepared for a brutal mission. Their orders: strike the village, capture the human, and vanish before Earth could respond. They landed in the dark hills, unseen. As Liam slept, the first shadow moved into the edge of the village. Final thanks. The night was calm, too calm. The moon above Terroros cast a soft glow on the village rooftops. But in the shadows beyond the hills, something darker crept forward. The Traylon strike team moved silently, wearing black armor and carrying shock rifles. They moved like ghosts, bypassing the village sensors and slipping past the edge of the fields. Their target was clear: Liam. Inside his small home near the center of the village, Liam stirred. He sat up, something in his instinct screaming at him. He wasn't a soldier anymore, but old training never left. He quickly scanned the room and moved to the window. Movement, not villagers. He grabbed the simple blade the villagers had carved. For him, not much, but better than nothing, and moved toward the door just as the first scream rang out. A loud explosion followed. One of the Traylon soldiers had thrown a shock grenade near the storage sheds. Fires lit up the edge of the village. Bren and Rel rushed outside, yelling for everyone to take cover. Children cried. Families huddled in the homes. The Traylon team marched in, rifles raised. "Take the human. Burn the rest." They hadn't come for negotiation. They came for revenge, but Earth had not forgotten its promise. Above the planet, the satellites that formed the shield immediately detected the illegal drop. Emergency signals triggered. In orbit, Earth's command ship lit up. Commander Hart, still monitoring Terroros remotely, didn't wait for orders. He slammed his fist down. "Deploy rapid response. Go now." On the surface, the Traylon soldiers reached Liam's home. He stood at the door, blade in hand. He wasn't going to run. "You're making a mistake," Liam said. A soldier aimed at him. "So did your planet when it trusted these dirt farmers." Just as he pulled the trigger, the sky exploded with light. Beams of blue fire rained down from the clouds. Earth's orbital dropships broke through the atmosphere, fast and glowing with power. 4 elite Earth soldiers dropped into the village, their armor gleaming and weapons hot. "Stand down," one of them ordered. The Trail-on team fired, but they were no match. In less than a minute, Earth's elite had them surrounded and disarmed. One soldier pulled off Foe's helmet. He had come himself, and threw him to the ground. "You lost," the Earth commander growled. Liam stood in the middle of it all, breathing hard. It was over. The villagers slowly came out of their homes. Rel helped put out the fires. Bren hugged 2 children who had hidden in the storage pit. And Liam, blade still in hand, walked over to the leader of the Earth team. "Thanks," he said. "No." The soldier replied, "We are here because they helped you. Earth never forgets." The next day, Earth placed new defense towers around the village. Shield nodes were upgraded. The people of Terroraz were now marked as Priority 1 allies. That night, the stars were peaceful again. Bren, Rel, and the others gathered around the fire. Liam sat with them, holding the small carved stone they had once given him. He looked around at the people, the homes, the land. He was no longer a visitor. He was home, and Earth's war fleet had proven once and for all, if you help a human, you're never alone again. Asterisk.